City Media presents Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta. Join Francis after every Memphis Tiger game as he breaks down each matchup, player of the game, and upcoming games. Now, let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tigers Live. I'm your host, Francis Carlotta, joined by Kenny Stubblefield, coming at y'all after the Memphis Tigers get a needed 88-67 win over the Alabama State Hornets. Yeah, much needed.
Much needed.
I mean, my goodness. After everything that's gone down over the past few games, Memphis needed this type of performance to end the non-conference schedule and enter American athletic play with just any sort of momentum, Kenny. Like they needed this performance like we need air to breathe. Like we need oxygen, dog.
They did.
How you feeling, Kenny? How was the wedding? How'd it go?
Christian's wedding was amazing, bro. It was so good. It was
awesome.
Listen, and you know this, and I know this, and we all know this. If you're married, you know you always marry up. And I'm just gonna tell you, man, I've known Christian since he was 18 years old. We've shared, we've traveled the country together, doing work, covering sports, all that kind of stuff. I've seen him at his worst, and I've seen him at his best. And Anna Ruth is the best of Christian Fowler. Anna Ruth is now his wife. She's an amazing person. The wedding was beautiful. It was in Oxford on Saturday night when the college football playoffs was going on in Oxford. So it was a wild atmosphere. It was crazy. But it was a good time. We had a great time.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, congratulations, Christian, to you and your wife. Happy for y'all. Great. I'm so happy to hear that the wedding went wonderfully. Very good to hear.
Nobody said no. Nobody said no, and nobody stood up and said I disagree. So that's a win in my book.
Absolutely. I was the best man at my best friend's wedding, and I was nervous for him because, I mean, I don't think anything was going to happen, but you don't know. I was like, God, please, nothing, no drama, I beg. Oh. But yeah, no drama at Christian's wedding, no drama in this game tonight. Memphis pretty much had this one handled from start to finish. Really good performance. They were hot from three to start. They kind of got a little cold as the first half went on. Yeah. But overall, great performance. I see Roman's in the studio, so let's go at him and let's talk.
Let's get Roman in here. Here we go. Roman Clary, what up, man?
Oh, can't hear you, Roman.
Roman, you're muted.
Oh, shit.
There you are.
It usually automatically unmutes it. I don't know why it didn't this time.
Yeah, StreamYard acting a fool. Brother, how are you, man?
I'm all right. I'm elated that we are now upon Christmas break here. The team's been playing like it's been ready for Christmas break since the season started. So I'm definitely ready for Christmas break at this point. Guys, I want you to remember an important number. We are down to 19 games until the American Conference Tournament. 19 games left in the road to Birmingham.
That's crazy. Yep. This is when it matters. Roman, let me ask you this, man. Like, we weren't there at the game. Francis and I aren't at the game. You were there. Did it feel like there was a level of just like desperation from the team? Like we've got to play well tonight. Like we have to.
I mean, you could say that to a degree. Obviously, we don't see them too much before the game because they're doing their warm-ups and things like that, and obviously we are not allowed to talk to them. But I think you definitely get the sense there, and they definitely came out and played like it at the beginning, starting out with that 9-0 run in the first half, and then an 8-0 run in the second, shooting very well from three. Obviously, in this one, I don't know if I sensed a desperation, if you will. But I certainly sense a talent gap between the team that Memphis played and Memphis tonight. And whereas, Memphis has been kind of on the bad side of the talent gap for most of this year, but it was the opposite of that tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about these rotations, Roman. You didn't know Zach Davis in the first half, then you see him play like really good minutes in the second. Same thing, no Simon Majock first half, comes in, gets run second half. I know that lineups and predicting how many dudes
Yeah.
Penny's going to play is kind of just opening up a box of chocolates, as Forrest Gump says. But what do you think of the rotations? Did anything surprise you?
Well, I mean, they actually had the same starting five in back-to-back games.
Yeah.
They went with it was Doug, Thetford, Hassan, Tierno Silla, and Ashton Hardaway for the second straight game, just like it was in Starkville.
Major development, right, Roman? Major development here.
Yeah, so we Memphis will not be getting a 10th starting lineup in 12 games. They could get a 10th starting lineup in 13 games, and there will be a 10th starting lineup at some point. I mean, obviously, there just will be. But 2 games in a row with the same starting lineup. That ties the season high, and we'll see if Memphis can potentially repeat that against North Texas. But beyond that, the rotations still seem to be, somewhat random. Even though I do feel like the Zach Davis thing was premeditated. That felt very concerted. Him sitting out the entire first half, Penny not even really looking at him for that entire period, and then he not only plays most of the second half, but he starts the second half as well.
Yeah.
And performs very well. So I do think that specifically was maybe an intentional message. But, I think those two things are some development in terms of the rotation, if you will. We saw all 15 guys tonight as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Yeah, ask that question. Yeah. No. You got it.
Yeah, Lost Found, of course, said I don't think Hassan played the entire second half, right? I don't think he did. Roman, is that correct?
I mean, I'd have to go back and check, but I don't remember seeing him.
Okay. Go ahead, Kenny.
What do we make of that? Like Hassan starts, plays 30-plus minutes against Mississippi State, starts tonight, plays a majority of the first half, and then doesn't get any minutes in the second half. Like, let's say you're writing a story tonight, and you're like, let's just try to make sense of like some of the things that Penny does in terms of rotations. Let's help us make sense of this. Like, Zach Davis doesn't play the entire first half. Trey Draper on the broadcast was like, clearly it was a discipline issue. Well, then that means that Hassan needed a discipline issue at halftime because he didn't play the entire second half. Is it just the way Penny works, or how do we make sense of this?
Well, earlier in the season, Penny Hardaway told us during one of the availabilities, it may have been after one of the games, I don't quite remember when it was. I think it was after a game, but he told us that there were 3 dudes on this team that he has to push harder than anybody. Those being Aaron Bradshaw, Zach Davis, and Hassan Abdul-Hakim. With Aaron Bradshaw, I mean, obviously his minutes have been kind of fluctuating up and down. Then the multiple reports come out last week of him, being fined, thousands and thousands of dollars. Zach Davis, obviously plays just 3 minutes in Mississippi State, sits out the entire first half tonight. And then you see Hassan Abdul-Hakim, miss the entire second half. Again, I'd have to go back and check to see if that is 100% true, but I do not remember seeing him at all in the second half now that I think about it. So I don't think it's exactly a coincidence that Penny says those are the 3 that he has to push the hardest, and those are the 3 that we have seen get disciplined the most, if you will, in terms of inconsistent minute distribution.
And another thing Penny's not afraid of doing, and we all know this, if you are playing for whatever amount of time and you're not showing effort, you're playing sloppy, careless play, Penny's not afraid to pull you. We know that for a fact. And Hassan, he played 6 minutes the whole game, so I'm assuming 6 minutes the whole first half. He had 2 turnovers and 1 assist, and just watching him play, he did not look on it tonight. He didn't look there mentally for whatever reason. He didn't look up to his regular level of play that we know he can be at. And so Penny must have made the call going into the second half, like, hey, dude, you're not playing. Like, this is not your game. You're not giving us the effort we need, and we're not going to play you. Maybe the same thing happened to Tierno Silla as well. Silla played 7 minutes. He had 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 2 blocks, but those turnovers were rough.
Well, I mean, again, it's just another thing that it's astonishing to see, but you can't say it's exactly surprising. Because if you're talking about Hassan Abdul-Hakim, you're talking about Tierno Silla, those are 2 guys that had issues at their previous schools. Same as Zach Davis, same as Aaron Bradshaw, same as Doug McDaniel. I mean, that's part of the reason why Memphis was able to put together this roster of admittedly talented players for, a cheaper price point, because these were guys that other schools ignored or passed up on for these types of reasons. And when you go budget shopping and bring in these players with kind of, shaky reputations and characters or what have you, this is just the kind of stuff you're going to inevitably have to deal with. So I can't say it's exactly surprising that we're seeing that play out.
With the return of Julian Tedford and Lost and Found the Course said, just say it, Roman, on a budget.
I did say budget. I literally said budget. I said budget shopping. Yeah.
With Julius Tedford and Curtis Givens, the third back, it definitely feels like Penny absolutely trusts both of those guys. And Curtis has played extremely well in the 2 games that he's been back. Do you what do you think in terms of role moving forward? Are we going to see Curtis just continue to come off the bench and be a guy who is kind of that offensive guy, the offensive playmaker for the second rotation?
I mean, I feel like that's a role that serves him well. He's done it very well now in back-to-back games. He seems to give this team the scoring boost that I think a guy like Sincere Parker was expected to in the preseason. Speaking of people who didn't make much of an impact tonight, he's another guy that I think we saw his role get minimized yet again. He played just 9 minutes in Mississippi State, and I imagine that his minute total wasn't exactly astronomical tonight. I haven't been able to check it, but I don't remember
just 3
seeing
minutes.
him. Yep, 3 minutes. Yep, 3 minutes. That just goes to show. But going back to Curtis, I honestly thought that this was going to be a year for him to be able to learn behind some of the veteran guards that Memphis had on this team, to, develop his game after struggling in the SEC as a freshman, and to be able, him and Thedford be able to potentially take bigger roles or potentially starting roles next season. But the veteran guards ahead of him, for the most part, have not lived up to expectation for one reason or another. So you're having to see Julius Tedford, you're having to see Curtis Givens kind of step up to the plate as true sophomores, and I believe they both have done so. And Givens' scoring performances have been very noticeable and impactful since he's returned.
Yeah, the Sincere thing is another interesting one. Again, as I talked about before with effort, in the 3 minutes that Sincere played, he just looked, again, off. His defensive effort was just non-existent. Offensively, he wasn't there. And so Penny must have seen the same thing and said, hey, I'm just not going to play you anymore. The Curtis Givens stuff, I'm happy to be wrong about Curtis. I was very down on him in the games that he played before he got injured, but I'm happy to see his past couple of games. He's got 18 points scored the last 2 games. He's been a true offensive threat for the Tigers, and if that can continue on some consistent basis, that's huge. I mean, Memphis needs scorers badly. Dudes who can get to the rim and get his own shot. They need that bad. If Curtis can be one of those guys, that's monumental for the team.
Yeah.
The development of and again, somebody that I think I've been pretty hard on this show, and a lot of the other Bluff City media shows have been pretty hard on, is Ashton Hardaway. And he is absolutely, Penny has made it very clear. We don't know a whole lot about how he feels about certain players. He talks about the team as a whole, but he has specifically mentioned, even from the beginning of the season to now, to even a few days ago in the post-game availability after the Mississippi State game, that Ashton Hardaway has to be a focal point for this team. And to the chagrin of a lot of us, we were like, why? That's not good if Ashton Hardaway has to be, because he's just not producing. Well, in 2 straight games he's produced. Tonight, he played 29 minutes, had 15 points, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 steals, 1 block, and only 1 turnover. Let me ask you this, man. What does Ashton? Should we play, or should we expect him to be that effective moving forward? Is this a clear, he played against a lesser talented team tonight, and so he's going to be better? Is it and should we expect that throughout the conference? Because we're going to see a lot of Alabama State type teams in the conference moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, he's been incredibly inconsistent. I honestly thought after the Ole Miss game that, oh wow, he may be on an even higher trajectory here, but then he kind of disappeared after that, and it kind of remained that way for a little bit. But now that he's kind of emerged in these last two games, I'm still not exactly sure what to make of him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If he's scoring, he's effective. But when he's not scoring, he's really not effective. And he's honestly a net negative if he's on the floor and he's not scoring. Because he just doesn't, unfortunately, for Memphis, add anything else valuable if he's not scoring. But right now he is scoring. So I think the only thing you can really do with him is ride the hot hand until it cools off.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. So we're done now. The Tigers are done with their non-conference schedule.
Well, not exactly. It's still got Utah State on February 14th, but beyond that, yeah.
They're heading into their conference play now. And so you'll start to see a bunch of American conference teams coming in. Tigers going out to play against those guys. What do we make of? Like, we're going to spend – we wanted to talk about this game tonight in the first segment and just talk about specifically what we saw out there on the floor, kind of walk through that. The second half of the show is going to be more about kind of just the overall takeaways from the non-conference, kind of putting a bow on the non-conference schedule. Is it wrong of me, Roman? Like, I know that this schedule was tough, but this doesn't seem to be as tough of a non-conference as the Tigers have played in the past. Like,
because it's not. It's certainly not as tough as it was last year. I mean, last year you had to go to Clemson, you had to go to Virginia, had to play the defending national champions on a neutral floor. Like, it was objectively not.
And a better Mississippi State team as well last year.
Better Mississippi State team, better Ole Miss team as well. So, yeah, no, you guys are right. It was objectively not as difficult of a non-conference schedule as it was a year ago. But Memphis is also not nearly as talented of a team as it was a year ago. But even with that, I think it's still fair to say that Memphis underperformed. And in a lot of ways, it largely failed this portion of the season, which is why, the American portion of the schedule is perhaps more important than ever, not the individual regular season games, because you don't really worry about taking quad whatever losses anymore because you're not getting an at-large resume no matter what you do. It's all about positioning yourself the best way possible for the American Conference Tournament, getting one of those top two seeds so you can do, the simplest path, winning 2 games in 2 days in Birmingham in March to punch your ticket to the NCAA tournament. That is the only way you're getting to the big dance this year. So that's pretty much all that matters at this point.
Let me ask you another question, Roman, before you got to do your press conference duties. And you might get cut off on time, but I'll ask you anyway. We are now done with the bulk of the non-conference schedule. I know you said they still have Utah State, but we're now entering conference play. I don't think it's clear what is a dependable rotation for this team. But I'm going to put you on the spot, Roman. What is your 9-man rotation for this roster right now entering conference play?
I don't know, man.
I'm putting you on the spot. Give me 9 names, Roman.
Yeah, I'm taking myself off the spot. I'm stepping off the platform. Nah.
Roman's like, I reject your question. I'm not answering
the spot.
that.
No,
it's hard.
It is incredibly difficult because I feel like no matter what we say, it would likely be wrong on that front. The only thing you really know is that Doug's going to be the starting point guard because he's really the only one who can do it. I think you do probably have a good idea that Curtis can maybe be a good 6-man for you. But beyond those two things, you know that Thedford's going to be steady as the starting 2 guard, I'd say. But you still have no real, established presence at the 5 or in any of the front court. I mean, Zach Davis, effort is inconsistent, hot and cold. Hassan Abdul-Hakim, same thing. Sincere Parker, same thing. And unfortunately for Memphis, they have to still hold out hope that those guys can really get more locked in because they are among the most talented guys on this team. and Memphis cannot reach its ceiling unless those guys are being effective. So I think that's a big reason why you're not seeing the rotation get solidified even at this point, because Memphis is having effort-related issues with most of its talented players. But because they are the most talented guys on the team, they have to give them chance after chance after chance, along with the fact that they're being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this is a roster still worth millions of dollars, even though it may not feel like it compared to a lot of these power conference teams that this has played this year. So I'm not sure if we'll ever have a fully solidified rotation throughout the season. I'm not sure of it. Maybe by February, but even that feels like an ambitious goal right now.
Interesting. I'm going to save that for later, Kenny. What about you?
I mean, I kind of agree with Roman here. Like, I think I do have my who I would play.
Right, your opinion of who? Yeah, sure, okay.
But it's clear it's not going to be who they should play. And secondly, I don't think that the guy like Sincere Parker's your best offensive player, but Sincere Parker is not been good. Like I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what his issue is. I don't know what has been the total drop off. There has to be some stuff going on like inside the facility for his minutes to go from 20 minutes a game to nothing, right? Like in a matter of 2 games. Like something there has to be some like attitude, whatever it may be.
I mean, they got these players for the prices they got them for a reason. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I agree. I think we're starting to realize that more so than ever. But I think obviously Doug is your top guy. Whether he's a good enough top guy, he's not a good. I'll just say he's not a good enough top guy to get you anywhere, right? But he is the top guy for this team. And I think Julius is obviously your starting 2 guard. He's a guy that brings total energy at all times. He can get on heaters at times. I think I would have said Hassan, but you play 6 minutes in a game. I don't know. It's clear Ashton's going to be in the rotation.
Right.
And he has stated as such, right? So there's that. Aaron Bradshaw has been playing better. So I would say those are my 5, right? Those are the guys that I would go with. I don't understand the Scylla minutes. I don't understand starting somebody for 6 minutes and then sitting them down for the rest of the game. Like, I don't know what that does. Like, if there's a point that's trying to be proven or what that means, I don't really know.
Oh, excuse me. Penny's on the way. I have to depart.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good, Roman.
Right.
Appreciate you, man.
Roman.
All right. Thank you.
Enjoy your break, Roman. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't have – there's very few people. I think Curtis would probably be your best starting 2 guard because he can actually shoot the ball. But you need somebody off the bench. And then the rest of it, I just don't think really matters, honestly. Like, I just don't think really matters. I think it's kind of and when I say that, I don't mean that to be mean. I mean it to say, like, it just depends on who's playing well, right? Yeah. Like, if you're playing well, you'll play. If you got energy, you'll play. And you'll get some minutes. It's like the weirdest box score breakdown of minutes I've ever seen. Like, it is really wild to look at. Go to ESPN.com and look at the Memphis versus Alabama State box score and look at the distribution of minutes, and you're like, what is going on right now? Like, it is pretty wild, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's all over the place, which makes sense when you play 15 dudes. And let's be real, Mason Matthews and Aropero played 1 minute. So take out those guys, you had 13 guys play. 4 of them played less than 10 minutes. Sincere played 3. Scylla played 7. Hassan played 6. William Warren played 7. And then the outside of that, it's still just a jumble. I think it's easier, Kenny, it's easier for me at least to say guys that I don't want to be in the rotation, period. Obviously the guys who don't play, Aropero, Mason Matthews, obviously, but I don't want Scylla playing. I really don't. I don't understand. I don't understand his minutes. I don't think it gives you anything at all on offense. He doesn't give you much on defense. I'm out. I don't want Silo playing as a part of this rotation. Period. I don't want him in this rotation.
Yeah.
Another guy,
Scott saying Federer will be the ideal 6 man on a more ideal roster, but he's got to start for rebounding and defense, though. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
you got to have some energy coming off starting the game off, like you have to, and he's your energy guy.
Yeah, and then Ingram is just so odd to me because he's a big body who can bang down low. He's a decent post player, but I don't think he gives you enough defensively to be effective. He got 6 boards tonight. That's good. 6 boards in 5 minutes. That's really good.
Right.
But I don't see it with Tariq. I'm biased, obviously. I'd still rather have Madlock as a part of the rotation. I'm happy to see him get some run today. And I like William Warden a lot. At the very least, he gives you rebounding. He gives you a lot of effort. And he gives you a pop of athleticism that, let's be real, Kenny, this roster doesn't have.
Right.
Aaron Bradshaw is not a rim finisher.
No.
He's not.
Totally
Ingram,
agree with that.
not a rim finisher. The guards are not athletic freaks who can just bam on somebody. There's nobody like that who's going to give you that pop of athleticism and rim finishing. William Warden can do that.
Yeah.
You need guys who can be pressure release valves. You need guys who can hit threes, and you need guys who can finish out the rim and finish lobs. Warden can do that. I don't know why he hasn't been consistently part of the rotation. I'm obviously not in the practice facility, whatever, but I'd like to see that. Like to see him included. But like you said, it's just like both you and Roman said, and I'll talk about it more in our second half of the show. It's just so hard, man. I feel like it changes every day. Who's going to give the most effort? Who's going to be consistent? Who's going to play hard? And he's got to stick with guys who give effort on the court, and that is way too inconsistent for my liking, for your liking, for all of our likings, and I'm sure Penny's.
Yeah, well, let's do this. So before we take a break, when we come back, Francis and I were talking earlier. What we want to do is we want to talk about kind of like what we know about the Tigers and really kind of position it in such a way that it's like, what does Penny know about the Tigers, right? Like, what does he know about these guys? And we're going to be positive, and there's going to be some negative because we want to wrap up the non-conference heading into the conference season. And so we are. Grizz Girl, I'm doing the exact same thing right now. Basketball, she said, basketball junkie here, watching Grizz and listening to the Tiger Post Game Show. I got the Grizzlies game right over here. Cam Spencer just hit another 3, so shout out to Cam Spencer. Listen, we want to kind of wrap up the non-conference schedule. I know Roman likes to be right and say they're playing Utah State. The non-conference schedule's done. They got one off game against Utah State in February, but heading into the conference schedule. Want us to discuss kind of like what we know about the Tigers as they're heading into the most consequential time of the season. When the Tigers had kind of, as they started losing a bunch of games, it became very clear that the non-conference schedule literally meant nothing moving forward outside of just getting some more run, getting some more time on the floor with each other. If they won the game, if they lost the game, it didn't matter because it wasn't going to help them with their at-large bid. They don't have an at-large bid. That is out the door. And so now we are heading into the most, this has all been preseason. Like, let's all think about it. This has all been just exhibition games moving forward to conference schedule where now this is where the season starts. And so we're starting from scratch. We're going to take a break. We're starting from scratch. We're on a Christmas break right now. Everybody just kind of breathe, and we want to talk about what do we know about the Memphis Tigers. But before we do that, let's go player of the game. Let's get that out of the way right now. Shout out to our guy Doug McDaniel, player of the game, 23 points, 3 assists, 2 steals, 8 for 16 from the floor, 7 for 12 from the 3-point line. I think that's his career high in three-point makes.
Yeah, I think he tied it. At least I heard that. I don't know if I heard that right. I think he tied it. He set a career high against Oregon, I think back in his Michigan days. And that was the 7. So I think he tied it. I could be wrong. Could be right, Kenny, that he said it. But either way, doesn't matter. Hell of a game from Doug. I have a lot on Doug in the second segment, but this was awesome to see from Doug McDaniel. He's player of the game. I don't think it's any question about that. He was fantastic. He was the point guard Memphis needed. You gave love to Ashton Hardaway earlier too, Kenny. He deserves a lot of love tonight. He was really, really effective. 15 points, 7 assists. Sorry, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, which is just as incredible for Ashton.
Nice.
3 assists, 1 block, 5 steals. So he was impactful on both ends of the floor. 2 of 4 from 3. So, Doug's player of the game for me, but also guys should love to Ashton as well. He both had awesome games.
Absolutely. I am in full agreement with what Lost and Found Decor is saying. I don't mind a break from tracking the net ranking and quad games as a silver lining to this. That's been exhausting the past few years. It is the worst part about college sport or college basketball to me, is having to track the net rankings and track the quads and all that kind of stuff. She said, all the past years we've had to do the opposite, give all the energy to non-con, and nobody cared about conference. That has bit us before. Maybe this way will be better.
Love it.
I love it. Listen,
yeah,
I can tell by Lost and Found Decor's Twitter or YouTube profile picture that they have a very sunny disposition and that everything is positive. And so I appreciate the positivity.
Yes.
Tip of the cap to the positivity, ma'am. I agree with you. I am excited about not having to talk about quad 1 and net rankings and Bart Torvik and all that kind of stuff. I'm ready to be done with all that. But shout out to Doug. Hey, let's take a break real quick. When we come back, we will do the what we know about the Tigers, and then we'll close this thing down. In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
Are we closer to being a good team or a bad team?
Even when we were out like running up the score in the second quarter on the Wizards, I leaned over to Maggie and I was like, hey, neither of these teams are really good right now. Like we've got moments, like Jaren's looked better over the last week. Santi looked great in that game. Don't get your pitchforks after me, but I think we're closer to the Wizards than we are the Thunder.
Dude, I agree with that. And I agree with that simply because no one is really close to the Thunder right now. When this team's healthy, they're good. Like, I think anywhere from a 4 to 6 seed in the West, like that kind of good team, kind of like, you know, the Grit and Grind Grizzlies always getting in the middle of the pack area, not winning the division. I think we can compete with just about anybody. But like Rusty said, right now this team is way closer to the Wizards than we are to being at the top of the association.
Tune into the Daily Grind with your host, Loot Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Tigers Live. Kenny, now that the non-conference is over, that means it's conference play. Well, Utah State, blah, blah, blah. But now we're entering conference play. They got North Texas on the 31st. I'm not going to be able to do that show because I will be in the air flying
There
to
you go.
Memphis, Tennessee. So I won't be here for that one, just heads up. But after that, when Memphis plays Rice on January 3rd, not only will I be here doing Tigers Live, I'll be in person doing Tigers Live with you, with Roman, in front of all of you wonderful people at Mugshots Grill and Bar. Mugshots Grill and Bar is the South's premier sports grill and bar with 2 locations in the Mid-South, 6400 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and 656 West Poplar Avenue in Collierville, Tennessee. Some sports bars, they can be stuffy, the food not satisfying, and the environment not friendly, but that's not Mugshots. Mugshots isn't stuffy. It's laughter, high fives, and even better company. Check out www.mugshotsgrillandbar.com and check out the menu or order online for pickup or delivery. Shout out to Mugshots Grill and Bar, the sponsor for Tigers Live. We will be there live January 3rd when Memphis plays Rice. Come watch the Tigers play Rice, play the Rice Owls, and then watch us do our live show Tigers Live. Win or lose, we'll be there. Win, I'll be happy drunk. Lose, I'll be sad drunk.
Nobody wants to see you sad drunk, but no, it's gonna be so much fun. So January 3rd at Mugshots Grill and Bar out in Collierville. We'll be doing a watch party for the Memphis Rice game. Tigers Live afterwards. Francis will be there. It'll be a great time. We'll be there. And then again, we're going to double it up in January, the 21st of January. We're doing another Tigers Live watch party. You're going to be back in San Diego, but Roman and I will be there. I cannot remember who they're playing. I think it might be Tulsa. Yeah, it's the Tulsa game.
The team predicted now to win the American by a lot of bracketology people.
Right now at FanDuel, the Tigers are still picked to win the American, but Tulsa is supposedly the best team in the American Conference coming out of non-conference play. So against Tulsa, while the Tigers are in Tulsa, we'll be at Mugshots Grill and Bar, celebrating, having a good time, drinking good drinks, lots of good cocktails, and the best beer, the best burgers you can find in the city, man. Honestly, they're so good. Y'all have got to come out and check it out. We'll put out all the details about it. You'll see it coming out soon, but it'll be a good time, especially January 3rd. I cannot wait for that day. To be able to do a Tigers Live show with you in person is going to be a blast.
Oh, absolutely, man. Countdown for sure. Countdown for sure.
Shout out to Mugshots. Absolutely. Well, all right, let's get to it, man. What do we know? Like, what do we know? What does Penny know? What do we know? Because it feels like, I'm going to be honest with you, it feels like the main frustration that Penny has discussed throughout this entire non-conference schedule, these first 12 games of the season, it feels like Penny has been more frustrated with this team because he just doesn't know who they are, right? Which I think coming into the season, that would have been the response by most Tiger fans is, who are these guys? Right? Yeah. Like, who is this team? So we have 12 games of data, right? So now we know. Now we have some data on this team. I want to walk through it with you. Let's kind of put a bow on this non-conference schedule. What do we know about this team? Let's just kind of go back and forth on it. We'll start with the positives first, and then we'll go positive, and then we'll maybe do a couple negatives, and then positive, and then kind of talk through this together. So, Francis, in your mind, what do we know? What's the first thing we know about this Tigers team?
Okay, well, if we're going to start positive first, I wrote down a lot of things. Some are not positive, but I'll start positive. So defensively, I want Memphis to press and use its length to frustrate teams. We know Penny knows that is effective, especially against teams that aren't familiar with the Tigers. Penny can maybe get one over conference teams who know him really well, who know the Tigers and how they want to play really well. But when they play non-conference opponents, especially who are not super familiar with Penny's system, with the Tigers, with the roster, whatever, that press is a huge ace in the hole for the Tigers. And Memphis is still really long, tall, and athletic, at least in terms of how they can move laterally. We've seen it work against quality opponents. I know you cannot press the entire game or you're going to get exhausted, but we know it's effective. And I think Penny's got to be really smart when he chooses to deploy that press. I also think Memphis and Penny knows that they can deploy a 1-3-1 zone or a 1-2-2 zone against opponents more often. And I think that could help save Memphis's legs for when it is time to press as well. You know, maybe the last part is a bit more speculation than fact about whether or not the zone's going to be effective. But I think from what I've seen watching this team play every single game so far, when they do sprinkle in a 1-3-1, 1-2-2 zone, a 2-3 zone, or a 3-2 or whatever, and Memphis has to guard, the players have to guard a space, not necessarily a man, Kenny. I think Memphis's defense looks better. I really do. And I think if Penny can deploy those zones at right times, that can save legs for when the press should be deployed. And I think Memphis will do that effectively in conference play. And I think we've learned that from the non-conference so far. What do you feel about that?
I agree with you, and it kind of goes hand in hand with one of the positives that could then, and I'll kind of bring it into segue it into a negative, if you will. I wrote down they need to thrive in the chaos, right? And with what you're talking about, their length and their athleticism, and their chaotic nature will be a favorable thing for them in the conference schedule, because there's going to be teams that they're just going to be able to out chaos, right? Like, because of their length, because of their athleticism. And truthfully, with the guys that are playing now that are getting the bulk majority of the minutes, there is a level of just chaotic energy that comes from them that can sometimes be negative and sometimes be positive. And I think on the positive side of things, it's when it's on the defensive end of the floor, when they are up in their shorts and they are guarding full court and they are creating turnovers and using their length and their athleticism. That can be a positive for this Tigers team, is just thriving in that chaos. The segueing into the negative side of it is that there is zero offensive identity for this Tigers basketball team. Like, when they're in the half court, when they are trying to be a basketball team, when they're trying to play together, they don't have an identity. And so so how that segues into it is thrive in the chaos, not just on the defensive end, but on the offensive end. You have got to be the fastest team in the American Conference. And that's letting your defense dictate your offense, letting your defense get you offensive possessions. Run, and just use your length and athleticism at the rim. Because if you get slowed down, like if you play a team that slows you down, that doesn't allow you to thrive in the chaos, that's when you see games like Louisville, when you see games like Vanderbilt, when you see games like Purdue. The best teams in the nation won't allow you to do that. Well, they're not about to play the best teams in the nation. They're playing the American Conference teams now. And so, like, be the dictators of what goes on out there in the floor. And I would say, based, like, your thought process and my thought process is the same. Thrive in the chaos, because if you try to just slow it down and play with these guys, play with these teams, and just run offensive sets, you're done. You're
doing them a favor at that point, Kenny. I know typically talent should prevail even in the half court, but let's be real. As you said, Kenny, we know that this team in a half court setting is not that offensively talented. Where they are talented is, like you said, thriving in that chaos, playing fast, running. I absolutely despise when Memphis is on a fast break and they just kind of pull the ball out and slow it down. I know that kind of goes against basketball IQ-ness, the traditional basketball IQ, but for this team, I don't like if it's a 2-on-2 against Mississippi State, Kenny. It was a 2-on-2. It was Curtis Givens and I think it was Quante. I could be wrong about the other guy, but I know it was Curtis on one end. Quante gets a steal. He passes it to Curtis, and Curtis kind of like backtracks. I'm like, bro, it's a 2v2. Why are you taking the ball back out and letting Mississippi State's defense just get back, like, and set themselves? Why are you doing that? Like, you now just took away a genuine scoring opportunity and wasted it. And it happens sometimes with Doug too. Doug, sometimes he'll get a rebound and he'll push. And then he'll then kind of do his thing where he'll tight dribble around and pull it back out. And I know, again, that's probably the smart thing to do for basketball teams is pull it out. Don't force a shot in transition like that. But I don't think that's where the Tigers thrive. They've got to play fast. They've got to play quick. And that – go ahead, Ken.
No, and I 100% agree with you. I would say to move on to another – let's go another negative. Penny is clearly not comfortable with this team. This is a team that he is not comfortable with. And there's a lot of reasons behind it. There's a lot of speculation that can be made. There's a lot of whatever you think it is. It could possibly be it. I don't know the answer to that question. I do think winning impacts that. Like, I think winning changes that. And I really do. Like, coming out of the non-conference and putting a bow on it, I have not liked the energy, the almost the resignation on Penny's face throughout this entire non-conference schedule. I think he is as frustrated and I'll be frank with you, I think he's kind of lost in how to like fix all this.
Sure.
I mean, he said it after the Mississippi State game. It's never taken this long. It's never taken this long for the buy-in. He started to use like language like they don't play for the city. That's arbitrary language that nobody really knows what that means. Like, if they're winning, they're playing for the city. If they're losing, they're not. Like, I don't really know exactly what all that means. And so I think his demeanor, his resignation with this team this year it needs to change. I don't know how he changes it. Like,
sure.
Like how does he work through this? You know, like this is his team. Like he's spoken about it multiple times in post-game press conferences. He still consistently brings up Dane Danger and PJ Haggerty. They're not on this team. They're not coming back. They're not here to save this situation. And so, like, that's a negative coming out of the non-conference that I have not seen out of Penny Hardaway in 8 years. And it really concerns me moving forward for what the identity of this team is going to look like when it feels like your head coach doesn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the $1 million question of coaching, Kenny. It's the dilemma that every single coach who's ever coached anything at any point in time, we all have to answer those same questions: is how do we deal with a team of players that you coach that haven't bought into what you are coaching them to do? And that's hard as hell. It's so difficult. You know, I'm not a basketball coach nearly at the level of Penny Hardaway, but I do coach a team,
right,
as I've talked about before, and it is difficult. It's even if it's just a couple guys, it's trying to connect with even just like one or two of those team members who for some reason aren't buying in when the rest of the team has bought in, but like a couple of them aren't. And as you know, it only takes one or two guys who haven't bought in to throw off the entire thing. Like you need buy-in from everybody. So honestly, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know how Penny changes that. I think a lot of the things that piss Penny off, though, will dovetail into my thing that I've learned from this team in the non-conference is I actually don't think genuine sheer effort is the issue. I talked about it on Tigers Live before. I do think they play hard. I just don't think they put their energy in the right places. They're too out of control. They play too undisciplined. As a coach of things, what you hate is when your team makes dumb mistakes. That is the most frustrating thing. And Kenny, this team has made way too many dumb mistakes, stupid fouls, poor late game execution. What we've learned from the non-con is that those problems, those dumb mistakes, they have to stop if Memphis is going to win. the American Athletic Conference. All that talent doesn't matter, Kenny. It don't matter. It doesn't matter how talented you are. If you continue to make boneheaded mistakes, you won't win at any level. So those mistakes, playing undisciplined, poor fouling, poor execution late game, just low IQ decisions. That is probably what's pissing Penny off the most. And that's why it's hard. That might be why it's hard for him to find the answer, because these mistakes are just dumb. If you eliminate dumb mistakes, this team is going to win the American easily. Yeah. But it's easier said than done for this group of guys, because as we've talked about before, they are too used to making dumb mistakes, not executing late game, low IQ basketball decisions, because that's where they came from. But now they're in Memphis. They can't do that shit here. They can't. And it's hard to get out of that habit. So, it's $1 million question, Kenny. And I'm sure he's trying to figure it out.
Well, and I would say, Grizz Girl's got it right. Back to fundamentals. I agree with that. Lost Found Decor says he got really frustrated tonight, gave up and sat down next to a fan. I saw him yell more in this game, in this almost 18 points, 19-point win tonight.
19.1.
21-point win. Sorry.
20, I can't do math.
Yeah, I can't do
math either.
A 21-point win tonight than I did in any other game. It was hilarious. Like, you could tell he was just that frustrated. I'll say this,
really quickly, Kenny. I'm sorry to cut you off, but the reason why he was so frustrated is because out of timeouts, Memphis will just turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And frankly, are you kidding me? Are you serious? You're going to turn the ball over after a timeout, after you just heard your coach draw up a play for you to execute, and then you turn the ball over? Are you serious? That is the definition of a boneheaded mistake. They'll turn the ball over, or they'll let a shot clock violation happen. It happened multiple times tonight. Memphis still had 18 turnovers against Alabama State. That's not good. That's awful. So that's why Penny's just going to sit next to a fan and be like, hey, do you have any ideas? Because, shoot, that's all I got. I told the guys what to do. I told them what play to run, and this is what they just did. They just kind of passed it around, didn't do the play. That's it. So,
well, and I'll say this, yes, I agree with you. There is a clear, lack of talent, of IQ, of not being locked into the moment, whatever it may be. I don't know the answer. I don't know what the answer is, because these are high-level Division I basketball players, guys that have played basketball their entire lives, outside of Simon Majock, right, who just started playing. You got guys who've played for a long time. And so these boneheaded decisions are pretty wild to me. These boneheaded plays are pretty wild. If I'm Penny Hardaway and I'm saying I don't trust this team, I don't really know what I have with this team, what I would say to that is the one way to fix it is to find 4 guys and say, these are my guys every single game. And I'll find that 5th guy will be a guy that will get minutes, and it can be interchangeable with another guy who might be playing better at that time, whether it's Hassan Abdul Hakim, whether it's Zach Davis, Ashton Hardaway, whoever it may be. But find 4 guys that you trust and just ride them till the wheels fall off. We are 12 games into this season, and the first time we've had back-to-back starting lineups that have been the same from game to game was Mississippi State and Alabama State in the last 2 games. Every other game this season, there has been a lineup change, a starting lineup change. Guys who have gotten multiple DNP coaches' decisions in a row, now starting for this team. Guys who have played multiple 20-minute games back-to-back, now not playing a single minute. So, find your guys. You don't know what you have with this team. You're the architect of this team. Find your guys. And real quick, as we keep going, we've had some major. We usually film Tigers Untapped right now. Right now is when we're filming Tigers Untapped. TJ Willis has been hit with the stomach bug, his family. So Trey, I needed to be on Tigers Live, and so Trey was stuck out there in the shadow realms, not having a show to record. And so I said, Trey, come on Tigers Live. We'll do a Tigers Live and Tigers Untapped together.
Oh damn! I don't have a beer.
Kenny, it's okay. It's okay. Kenny obviously hasn't checked his phone because what he doesn't know is I just spent the last 31 minutes recording a solo episode of Tigers Untapped. Never in my life have I ever done anything.
How awkward was that?
Like that?
Was that awkward?
It really wasn't. I don't know. It felt a little bit therapeutic, honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt like I was journaling a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be much help here. I didn't watch the game I had it on. I couldn't really watch it. We were doing like our immediate family Christmas, like the kids tonight because we got so much going on. I had it on. I plan to rewatch it, but box score looks great.
Yeah.
Two games in a row with the same starting lineup. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so here's where we're at, Trey. Let's talk through this. We spent the first segment talking about the Alabama State game, and that's fine. Like that game, the Tigers had 45 turnovers in the game and still won by 21 points. Like Alabama State
I must have missed that. I didn't see that many turnovers.
Alabama State was not good. Like they
18.
were not.
Hey,
they were not
okay,
good.
but as a measuring stick, they went on the road and beat UAB. So
Exactly.
that gives me a lot more confidence about us being able to win the American. Because after this last week or so, I hadn't been so sure we'd be able to do that.
Well, so what we're doing right now before we close this thing out is we wanted to spend a little bit of time and just kind of what do we know about this team coming out of the non-conference schedule, heading into conference schedule. What do we know? We're doing positives. We're doing negatives. The first positive was thriving in chaos, right? Like,
oh yeah,
speeding
muck it up.
Yes.
Get it nasty.
And the second, the other point, the negative side of it was Penny doesn't know what he has with this team, and that's a concern. And my response to it is, if you want to figure out what you know about this team, shrink the lineup and just start playing. You saw it last year. He played 7 dudes, 8 dudes at the most, right? Like, just play guys that you know, guys that you trust.
And I'll say that, and again, I didn't get to watch every second of it and looking at the box score. And I talked about it a little bit just now when I was recording. And I know that all 15 guys, I'm surprised that Roman's not on here as having at least 2 minutes played. All 15 guys played. But looking closer, really, I mean, it's like 7 or 8 from a minute standpoint. I mean, you're talking 6 guys with 6 minutes or less. So,
have you seen who the six guys are? Like, look at the guys that are not. Look at the guys who aren't playing minutes. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Hassan Abdul Hakim got 6 minutes. Sincere Parker, 3.
And
minutes.
I know all of Zach's came in the second half, right? That's weird.
Yeah. Hassan played 6 minutes in the first, didn't touch the floor second half. Hassan didn't touch the floor second half. So
I mean, it's also like I see this that he didn't even take a shot or anything. So it's also like Penny's like, well, if you're not going to be shooting the ball, why do I have it out there?
Oh yeah, all he did was commit 2 turnovers and look lost on defense. So Penny was like, get off the court. So
yeah, I don't know. You know, you guys remember back when Cal was here? This just popped in my head. I'm like, if we still don't know what we have, Christmas needs to be canceled.
Yeah,
Cal Berry, when he was here, was. I don't know if y'all remember this, but Camp Cal was during Christmas break. And our teams always came out of the other side of winter break and looked totally different.
Yeah.
And maybe we need a Camp Penny. They need to cancel Christmas. I'll see that. I did see Doug's post-game interview, and he looked a little bit too excited to be going home for Christmas, to be honest with you. We don't play again till what? The 21st? We got like 10 days off. 31st. I mean, sorry.
No, you're good.
The 31st. The 21st would be insane.
They already happened, so
that'd be like one of those breaks we had during COVID.
Right.
Play for a month.
Yeah, for real. I do want to say, Kenny, as a response to kind of what you were talking about before. Because my big hot take from the question of what have you learned from the non-conference, my hot take was nothing. we haven't learned a damn thing about this team, man. We don't know who the guy is. We don't know what this team's identity is. We don't know what is the best lineup. We don't know the rotation. Like at this point, the fact that we don't know the answers to so many key questions to this team is a huge problem, man. And it's why the Tigers are where they are. The fact that Roman could not answer the question as to what should be the rotation for this team is a problem. The fact you couldn't answer that question firmly. The fact I couldn't. The fact, Trey, you probably can't either. What should this rotation be firmly? That's a problem. And so, like, the hot take is like, what have we learned? Nothing. We haven't learned a damn thing. And that's not good. You know, so that's like my crash out negative part of that question. Is like, we haven't learned anything. And that's why we're here. That's why we're having this discussion.
I don't disagree with you. Trey, one of the things
I will say this as a positive, and I just said it when I was recording. One thing we have learned, they can play with anyone. I mean, They took the number one team in the country at the time to the wire and led for a large majority of that game. So when they play well, they can hang with anybody, I would say. But oftentimes we're not getting that.
Right. Yeah, they've got to play the perfect game to beat these elite level teams. No question.
Well, thankfully, the next time they'll see an elite level team is in the Elite Eight of the NCAA tournament. So, Lost Found the Court, Trey Lasley's biggest fan. She's a ball knower, and this leads me into the second positive that I have. I think we'd be closer to knowing if Curtis and Julius hadn't gotten hurt. And I completely agree with that. One of the big positives, it feels like you've got your guys back now. They're getting healthy.
It is insane that Saturday was the first time we've had a fully healthy team.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people do forget that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it feels like a rookie of the year thing with little Kurt. I don't know what that deep thigh bruise did to him, but he's come back and looked totally different.
Yeah.
And not like in a great way. Like, I think he's not playing enough now. I know. I'm like, maybe I need a deep thigh bruise. Goodness. He had 18 tonight. Didn't he have 18 on Saturday too?
Yes, he did. Back to back 18.
He's looked confident.
Yeah, he's looked different.
I feel like he's under control. He's making the right reads. He's playing very, I don't know. At this point, I mean, I know that Doug went off tonight, but I'm almost like, after Saturday, I was like, maybe Kurt should be running the one most of the time.
Listen, I'll say this. Another positive, I think, is that, and this is going to be so mean, and I don't mean for it to be, the Simon Madlock hype train has stopped.
Stop.
And
what happened?
And I'm okay with that.
I missed the 10 minutes he was in.
He was fine.
He's just not a good player, and that's
Kenny, don't come in here with his leg thing.
Have you noticed that Curtis has been playing well, that Simon's not playing? Maybe because he's not getting kneed in the thighs by Simon Madlock. Sorry, that's rude.
You're breaking my heart, Kenny. You're breaking my heart. You really are.
And I agree. Like Penny said it.
Simon is the future, and I'm not saying he should be a starter and be playing 25 minutes a game, but I think 10 minutes like he got tonight is probably fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Again, Francis, hear me out. Like, I'm not trying. I think his energy level is off the charts, and he can do things that, because he's just a freaking monster out there, right? Like, he can do some specific things. But if our front court hope is lying on Simon Madlock this year to win the conference and to go to the NCAA tournament, it's not good, because he's not a good basketball player yet, right? Like, he's just not. And I think that Penny even said it. He was like, man, listen, we brought him in for a couple of games and nobody really knew anything about him. And so he's able to be chaotic and just do Simon Madlock things. And then they started game planning for him and getting super physical with him, and they had to stop playing him because he was a non-factor, and he's an 18-year-old freshman who's never played at this level. It should be that way.
He's played basketball for like 6 months.
Right. Like, if we are hoping, it was a sign of how bad Aaron Bradshaw, Tarek Ingraham, and your other guy, Scylla, have been
Scylla.
this entire season that Simon was coming in and doing good things. Like the fact that the things that he wasn't playing awful. Like that was the saving grace for Simon Majock. Now Aaron Bradshaw's playing better. Tarek is getting into better shape. Scylla's not doing anything.
Scylla, I'm out. Like I said, I don't want him to play anymore. I don't want Scylla playing.
I don't understand it. Didn't he went like 3 DNPs and then now he's starting again?
It's crazy.
I don't want him playing anymore.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Francis wants his scholarship.
Yeah.
But that
come back from Christmas.
But that to me is the guys are getting healthy, and so what I would hope is instead of expanding the rotation out, that you're shrinking it down, and you have 4 or 5 guys that I said this earlier, Trey. You target your 4 guys. And you say, guys, you are going to play 35 minutes a game. It just is what it is.
Regardless of how you're if you're not shooting, then impact the game in a different way, right?
You're just going to play.
Or if you're in mega foul trouble, then you may not get 30 minutes because you're in foul trouble. But
stop doing dumb fouls, right?
Yeah.
God. Well, who are those 4
I don't
guys?
know. And
who are those 4 guys for you?
For me,
Doug is one.
I mean, I think
Doug is definitely.
I think
one.
it has to be Doug.
Doug, the Julius.
I think Curtis and Julius are 2 of them for me.
Okay,
and then the 4th is.
I think Aaron Bradshaw.
I don't know.
If he doesn't foul, he's been decent with his fouls.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
But that's not enthusiastic from Trey.
I'm still not totally convinced on.
You got to lower your expectations.
And I hate that you just said that, man.
Who is my 4th, or who is it? Who do I think it's going to be? Because
who's your 4th?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be
Ashton. It's going to be Ashton.
Yeah, probably Ashton is probably the 4th. But who would your 4th be? I'm asking you.
I don't know. I kind of like Ingram, to be honest.
I do too.
I'm not as high on him as y'all are. I'm not as high on him.
Do you know why
Yeah, I think he's just way more consistent and what you're getting. And I feel like he's gotten into shape, and I think he plays well when he's in there. I don't know. I'm all in on Curtis and Thedford though for the future. The 2 of them as your backcourt going for develop them as much as we can. Make sure they come back next year. And dude, if you get them in 2 years too, and they're both seniors, it'll be scary.
Well, that's the crappy part is it's hard to name a 4th guy. Who's your 4th, Kenny? Aaron Bradshaw's your 4th?
Aaron Bradshaw's.
I know it. It's it depends on the night.
Absolutely, it absolutely does. And that's the thing is just if you're concentrating on 4, you got to have the 3-level scoring option available for those 4 players. So you got your outside perimeter, you got your mid-range guys, you got Ashton who can make mid-range jump shots, whatever. But Aaron is a guy who can bang in the post. He can actually do some things in the post. He's athletic, he plays hard.
I wouldn't say bang, but
he plays a lot better. Listen.
Okay, last time he banged in the post, he looked unconscious for 30 seconds and then got up trying to fight. So
that's true. That was a rough.
I'm just saying.
It's a rough stretch.
He's athletic. He can dunk it down there. He'll get a block, but bang is strong.
He gets banged.
I think there's 6 dudes in my mind who have to be consistent players. It's the 5 that we just mentioned, and then you had Zach Davis. I think they've got to be constants for this team. And then the rest, to fill out a 9-man rotation, then I guess it's just who's giving effort, who's playing.
Right.
Who's
That's
hot.
it.
Yeah.
But those 6 guys have to be your core. I really think it has to be.
And the crazy part about it is that we are literally sitting here having this conversation, and we haven't mentioned Sincere Parker, Zach Davis, Hassan Abdul Hakim, the guys who are on this team, probably the most talented players on this team, just pure talent wise, are guys that are literally net negatives on this team right now.
There are too many mouths to feed, y'all, on this team. There are too many dudes who can kind of do the same things or are kind of all at the same talent level. There's too many. That's why this is so hard. No one separates themselves. No one stands out.
Yeah.
They're all just kind of even.
Yeah,
That's why it's so hard.
Derek had 6 and 6 in 5 minutes tonight.
It's
Are you
crazy.
serious? Why is he only getting 5 minutes? Shout out to Lawson Fountain. Yeah, he out-rebounded Bradshaw. He played 20.
Yeah. I honestly don't know. My guess would be defensive effort, but like, I don't know, man. He at least got boards.
I don't know. That's the part that
Did y'all I saw Roman's tweet before I got on here. He straight up asked Coach Hardaway in the presser tonight if he felt like he was any closer to figuring out his rotation, and all he said was no.
Great.
Which that also goes against everything he's been saying.
Yes.
He's been saying we're very close for like the last 2 weeks. And then Roman asked him tonight after tonight's game, and he says no now.
That's where we're at, man. Like that's where we're at. That's why we are where we are. That's why we're having this discussion.
Oh, and I'll say this, and this is specifically to Trey, because it pisses me off when he does this. One of the major positives, one of the major positives coming out of this non-conference schedule is that I don't have to hear your bullshit about Bart Torvik and net rankings and quad.
I haven't talked.
I am so done with you. I'm so done with you on that. Like, it drives me crazy.
Although I would have been fired up if we'd beaten Vandy about the metrics, because it would have done wonders for us.
So now at Tigers Untapped, the names Bart Torvik, Ken Pomeroy, and metrics are banned. Here, therefore, two banned. Evan Maya, Evan, whatever.
Yeah. I don't even look at it that much anymore because it doesn't. Honestly,
it doesn't matter.
Just win the tournament and you're in. I was all into it last year because it was important for seeding.
It was.
Now I don't care.
Yeah, it
just
was
get me
important
in
last year.
and let's create chaos. We got like a month before we played Tulsa, and you should win your first 5 conference games. So hopefully by that point we have a rotation figured out.
Godly goodness.
What are your thoughts? We talked about this a little bit beforehand, but have you ever seen Penny this way, Trey?
I was talking about this earlier. It was you and I were talking about this on the phone.
Yeah.
He looks so dejected and so beaten. He looks tired.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean,
I get that. I'm tired. I only got 2 kids I'm taking care of, not 15, and I'm tired. So,
and you ain't got
by the way,
pay up.
I got this tonight for Christmas.
It's a fire hat.
Where did you get that?
That's sick.
That is dope.
Oxbow. We need an Oxbow sponsorship.
Tell Oxbow to call us. They
Gabe's got the hookup.
No, not anymore.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. Well, maybe that's the problem. We need to get away from Gabe.
Oh, I know. That
We're
was one of the,
with Gabe.
Yeah, that was in the middle of the football season. That was one of the big things mentioned was until we fired Gabe, they're not listening to Bluff City Media anymore. And I'm like, where are you then? Like, get the hell out of here.
Jeez.
Like,
wow.
All right. Any other negatives and positives? I feel like we've kind of hit it all. Like, I don't really know. I'm kind of like, I know you got a quick one. Yeah, you got a lot more. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a quick one, and Doug McDaniel may not be like the guy for this team, but like I do believe he is the most important player for this team. He's the only guy who can consistently get around his man, get in the paint, draw 2 defenders, and so because of that, I think he's got to continue to be aggressive like he was tonight, scoring the basketball, getting around screens, getting into the paint. He's got to be also smarter with the ball. All these damn turnovers, man. Like I pulled up his game log. In the games that Memphis had lost this season, he had 6 turnovers against Mississippi State, 6 against Vanderbilt, 2 against Louisville somehow, and then a loss against Wake Forest, 3. He has 6 turnovers against UNLV. I mean, turnovers have been an issue for him really all season, but like, damn, he has to be better as a floor general. But I think he's just got to be more aggressive offensively. Memphis needs to score in desperately. So, Memphis may not have the guy, but I think Doug is the most important player because if he plays well on a consistent basis, Memphis is going to be in good positions to win basketball games.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. When he's turning the ball over, it's just like he's got to concentrate on making the smart play.
Yeah.
Like the end of the Mississippi State game, I don't even know if y'all talked about this on Saturday or not. Like the lob that he threw to Aaron Bradshaw with like 2 minutes left when Bradshaw was at the free throw line, it's like
ridiculous.
Doug, you're too good of a player to be doing that. Like, have some awareness and understand that that's not the play right there. Like a floater would have been good, or something. Anyway, it's stuff like that, right? Or like the one-handed bounce pass to Bradshaw at his ankles. You got to know that he's not catching that.
Yeah.
Hit him high, hit him in the basket. So I agree with you. He is the most important. His quickness and ball handling are elite, I would say. And then every now and then he has a game like tonight where he can go off.
Yep.
You don't need that from him every now. Well, it would be nice, but you don't necessarily need him to hit 7 threes every night to be effective.
You need him to not turn the ball over. That's what
you
need him to do.
You don't need him to hit home runs every game. You need him to hit singles. That's what you need from your point guard. He doesn't need to be a home run hitter, make the big play every single time he has the ball. He's just gotta be smart. That's it, man.
My last thing that I'll say, and I'm listening to y'all talk, but I'm kind of formulating in my brain what I want to say, and I'm trying to like censor out all the stuff that I really want to say. I need Zach Davis, Sincere Parker, Hassan Abdul Hakim to grow up. Like, I need them to grow up. Like, you guys are supposedly the best players on this team, the most offensively gifted players on this team. And whatever this little – God, I'm trying not to cuss. This is a family show. Whatever this little bleh, whatever this is that you've got going on inside of you that makes you check out the way that you do, it's time. Like, listen, you guys do you want to look like basketball players or do you want to be basketball players? Like, do you want to, Zach Davis, do you want to get your hair twisted and put the little headband on and come out with all the gear and look good out there? Like, you look like you should be a hooper, right? Like, you probably walk around wearing the Memphis gear at the University of Memphis and flaunting it and being like, yeah, bro, I'm a hooper, bro. I'm getting paid to do this shit, right? Bro, man up. Like, it's time to man up and stop acting like whatever the word is I want to use to describe you. Like, it is time to start playing ball because this is it for you. Like, if this doesn't work, you're done playing basketball and you're going to be a what if guy. What if Zach had played what if Zach had bought in? Like, what if Zach had sacrificed? What if Zach had done what he needed to do? Sincere. What if Sincere had done this? Like, Sincere, you've got you have one of the most throwback offensively talented games. You can shoot the ball. You have incredible ability to get to the basket. But what if you became a basketball player instead of just looking like a basketball player? I know you got a lot of stuff going on inside your brain right now. I know you got a lot of off-court stuff you're dealing with. But, bro, this is it for you. Like, these next few months, this is your basketball career. So how do you want it to end? Like, do you want it to end being a what-if dude? Or do you want it to end being like, yo, man, Sincere, Hassan, Zach, y'all really stepped up. And y'all took this team that needed an identity that has clear flaws and clear talent deficiencies. Y'all stepped up and y'all took this team and you led this team to as deep as of run as you could possibly take it to. And you walk out with your head held high, because if the season ended right now, I will forget your name tomorrow if the season ended tonight. I will never remember you.
Kenny Stubblefield, Director of Player Development.
Like, I will not remember you as a Memphis Tiger. So it's time to grow up. It's time to play ball. It's time to be a Memphis Tiger. It's time to lock in right now and let's finish this thing out. Like, I cannot believe that those three dudes, the most talented guys on this team, are guys that are getting 3 to 6 minutes in a game. It is absurd that they're only getting, because they're doing jack shit out there. They're doing nothing. How do you want your time how do you want your career, your basketball playing career to end? Do you want it to end being able to hold your head up high, or do you want it to end being like, well, I got paid. Yeah, bitch, I got paid. Man, shut up, man. Like, I'm done. I can't stand it. Like, it's time to grow up.
That's what that Arkansas offensive lineman said to me after we beat him.
Right?
Still cashing that check, though. It's like,
yeah, and that's the last check you're ever going to cash. Playing the game that you say you love to play.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think we all are.
To say, we're coming back in the new year. The American Conference slate, we're coming in with it's time to grow up. That's our slogan for the American Conference.
Love it.
Schedule.
Look, hey, boys, I'll tell y'all what. If this team in the conference, if they do what we know they can, they make this NCAA tournament, no one's going to be happier than us, man. No one's going to be happier than Memphis.
Absolutely.
Like that, it would be one of the most. It would be an amazing thing if this team could find a way to get their shit together, play good basketball, come together, win the conference, make the NCAA tournament. I'm not even gonna like say, oh, I hope they make a run in the tournament, dude. I just want to make the dance right now. I just want Memphis to win the conference, make the big dance, and then let's go play ball at that point. But
like, you guys have never played in the NCAA tournament, and you got a shot to do it right now, and you're pissing it away. Like, I don't understand it. Like, you guys, none of you outside of Sincere have played a single minute in the NCAA tournament, and you got a shot to do it. And you are literally, I don't know what it is. God, I want to say so much. If we were to go after dark on this, like, I would say more. But you are literally pissing it away because you are in your feelings about whatever. Because I'm not getting run. I'm not playing. I'm not getting the shots that I want. Whatever it is. Penny's mean to me. Man, shut up.
Yeah, grow up.
Like, dude, Kendrick Davis told me and Christian Fowler after his season with the Tigers that Penny Hardaway made him cry multiple times in the locker room with how mean he was to him after games. And I'm like, but look what Kendrick Davis did. Right? Like, after he came out in that Houston game in the conference championship and blitzed the number 1 team in the country and won that game. He got to play in the first round on messed up ankles against FAU. And yes, it didn't go well, but man, he got to play. He got to play in it. And guess what? Every Tiger fan since then remembers Kendrick Davis and is like, damn, dude, Kendrick Davis.
And wishes we had 3 more years with him.
God, I wish we had him.
I'm not coming on this show anymore because every time I do, y'all bring up that damn FAU game.
I did last time.
It's 2 for 2 now. I don't know.
Well, we won't do that again next time, Trey. Don't you worry. No, hey, Kenny, there's nothing else really for me to add, man. I'm with you. These players need to grow up. They've got to realize that whatever tough love that Penny's giving them, it's still love. It's not from a place of hatred. It's not personal. It's not from a place of like disdain or nothing. He's trying to help you be better. You know, I said it earlier. I do coach a team, and you'll may be surprised to hear this. I've made a couple of team members cry because I've given them the tough love they've needed.
Yes.
And I'm not afraid to do so because I know my shit when I coach this team. And so if they're making mistakes, I will call them out on it. And that can hurt some people's feelings, but I really don't care. And I don't think Penny cares either. I don't think the players should realize that. They've got to grow up. They've got to grow up.
You know what fixes hurt feelings real quick?
Winning.
Wins.
And that, I mean, look, and that's part of why, again, maybe this issue is still persisting because they haven't been winning. So these dudes just keep staying in their feelings because they're not winning. So maybe that's a part of it too, but that shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case. There's a lot of basketball left. Conference play, everything's still technically ahead of them. Their goals can still all be achieved. So they got to grow up. No question. I'm with you, Kenny. Well said. That was awesome, man. Any last thoughts from either of y'all before we get up out of here?
I appreciate y'all letting me come on. And happy holidays, everybody watching and listening.
Absolutely. Happy holidays. Everybody enjoy the break. Enjoy Christmas. Go enjoy time with your family. We started our Christmas stuff with our family yesterday, and it's going to go nonstop until the middle of until for the next 8 or 9 days. So, man, let's have some fun. Enjoy your family. Enjoy Christmas time, and we'll see y'all back here after the 31st.
Yep.
I'll see you back here. Francis won't be here.
Yeah, I won't be here because I'll be flying to Memphis.
Hey,
but after that, the game Memphis versus Rice, January 3rd. I'll be there for the live Tigers live. But hey, for Kenny Stubblefield, Roman Cleary, Trey Lasley, special guest Trey. Thank you all of y'all for tuning into Tigers Live. All y'all in the comments, y'all the best. Thank y'all for rocking with the show. Happy holidays. Hope all of you have a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank you for watching this episode of Tigers Live. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.